Hi everyone, welcome back to Hadley's High Carb Kitchen. My name is Hadley, and I started this channel in an effort to combat low carb diets, low calorie diets, and just starvation diets all around. So today I wanted to talk about willpower and do you lack it? What is willpower? Do you need it to succeed in losing weight and being fit and healthy for life? Okay, so first of all, I wanted to talk about how you start a diet and you are doing really well and all of us and you're losing weight and you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden you can't stop eating foods that you shouldn't be eating, high-fat foods, like high-fat pizzas, like fried foods, just because you're just so hungry that you just can't help yourself, and then you blame yourself and you think that you're the problem, because you're like, why don't I have willpower? Why can't I control myself? Why is this happening? Like, why am I not strong enough? Okay, well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. It's not you, it's the diet that you're probably trying to do. I'll start off by giving you a personal example from my life. So before I went vegan, back in like 2016, before then I had tried all kinds of low carb diets. I tried paleo. I didn't try keto because that wasn't popular. It was like paleo or just like a really meat heavy diet. For example, I would eat for breakfast like turkey bacon and peanut butter and like maybe like a half a slice of Ezekiel bread. And then for a snack, I'd have like boiled eggs or cottage cheese, which made me want to gag at the time, and it definitely makes me want to gag now. And then for lunch, I'd always meal prep, so I'd have like probably chicken and potato or chicken and sweet potato. And then for snack again, I'd have like, I don't know, probably more eggs or again, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, that kind of thing. And then for supper, it would be probably more of the same that I had for lunch. So it would be like steak or chicken and like some sort of starch with it probably. Okay, so I tried all kinds of these low carb diets and I would always end up binging out and eating tons of food, like tons of carbs, tons of sugar, which was, it was sugar with fat because it was cookies and cakes and all those kinds of things, super calorie dense things that I was just like, gimme. So I would do these diets, and I remember one time in particular, I think it was when I was doing paleo, and I was like, wow, I'm losing so much weight and I'm so lean. And then Christmas time came around, and at the time I was working in a lab as a lab assistant, and if you've ever worked in a hospital, we really like the sweets for sure. At Christmas time especially, everyone brings things in that they make and that kind of thing. And I remember one time there was this get together where everyone had kind of made something for the lab, and everyone could kind of just like pick and choose, kind of like a buffet of desserts basically. And I ate, oh my goodness, I must have eaten like 25 different desserts, like cakes, cookies, tarts, whatever, just like uncontrollably, like could not help myself because I was just so hungry. I was just so lacking in carbohydrates that every time I was near anything like sugary fatty, I would be like, yes, give me. I would just like stuff my face, and then I'd feel guilty, and then I'd be like, oh, why don't I have willpower? I can't do this, like there's something wrong with me. And another example would be, now this is an extreme example, I don't know if you guys remember what was it called? It was like the Beyonce lemonade cleanse, master cleanse, that's what it was. She did it and lost like 3 pounds or like some ridiculous amount of weight in like a very short amount of time, which is not healthy, not sustainable. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. So it's basically you just drink. It's basically water fasting almost, except for you're having like a little bit of lemon and cayenne pepper. So it's like water with lemon, cayenne pepper, and I would try to do that. I'm pretty sure I made it like a day, and I was like, okay, I'm so hungry, like I need food. But still, like back in the day, I was like, there's something wrong with me. I can't do this. Like, why can I not like starve myself? Basically, why can I not do this diet or this cleanse that I need to do to like help me lose weight, to look the way that I want to look? So for me, willpower, the lack of willpower was always in the food department. Like I was never lacking willpower to go to the gym because I mean, that was, you know, I didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't have any kids at the time. I didn't, you know, my partner worked away. So it was basically just me doing whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Like the only responsibility I had was I needed to go to work basically and feed my cats. So the gym was never the problem. And I know that can be a consistency issue for some people, but right now we're talking about willpower when it comes to food. So if you've ever felt that way where you're just like, you know, I'm really trying to do this diet and it's going well, and then all of a sudden you're like, I can't stick to it and I fell off the wagon, and I don't know what's wrong with me. You're you're not alone, because like I just said, I've been there too. But so the question of the day is, are you actually lacking willpower? And I'm here to tell you, you are not lacking willpower. What you're lacking is sugar, carbohydrates, and sufficient amount of that type of food, because that's what every single cell in our body runs on. That's what our brain runs on, is glucose. So when you don't, you know, give your body enough fuel for it to do and function the way it needs to, your body isn't dumb. It's going to ask for more fuel, and it's going to get that fuel some way or the other. It's like you would never deprive your body of oxygen, and if you did, your body would tell you, hey, you need to breathe more. Or if you don't get enough sleep, your body tells you, hey, you need to sleep more, or else you're going to feel very tired. It's like the same thing. Your body has like sleep, water, sugar needs, basically, as Harley Johnstone says, aka Durian Rider. That is what we need for our body to function properly. So if you're not putting the fuel in, then your body is going to demand that you somewhat back pay on what you've been depriving it of. So no, you don't lack willpower. You just, again, you lack sufficient calories, carbohydrate calories in particular. So what can be done about this? First of all, take all those low carb fad diets and just chuck them out the window. No keto, no carnivore, none of this nonsense. That's not what your body needs. Your body doesn't need meat. Meat is a survival food, not a thrival food. Our brains, like, we do not run on ketosis. Ketosis is when we are in a starvation state and we need to stay alive until we can find more fuel, more carbohydrates. So what can you do about feeling like you don't have any willpower? You just need to eat in abundance, which sounds simpler. It sounds simple because it is. You just need to eat a really simple, high carb, low fat, plant-based diet, and you will not have the urge to binge as long as you eat enough calories. And what enough calories looks like depends on the person. For me, it's anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500, just depending on the day, depending on my activity level. But again, that would be up for you and your body to decide. No one can tell you, unfortunately, exactly how many calories to eat. But you just need to make sure that you're fueling yourself properly with the right foods. So that looks like, what do the right foods look like? That looks like fruit, starch, sugars. I'm talking about refined sugar. You can use that to taste. You can use that to sprinkle on your food. It's just like salt. You just add it as like a flavoring or to add more sweetness to your fruit. Like sometimes the fruit quality isn't very good, so you just add a little bit of sugar. It's no big deal. I do it all the time. I even have sugar before I train a lot of the time, just because it's lighter on the stomach and gives me the energy that I need. You just need to make sure that you're eating sufficient amount of calories so you don't end up at the end of the day, going out and binging on fatty food. Like, I've seen people that are close to me starve themselves all day long and pound in the caffeine just so they can keep going, basically. And then at the end of the day, at the night, they end up eating like an entire large pizza to themselves, and then they eat like crackers and chips and crispers and all chocolates, and yeah, they just like it really defeats the purpose. So because your body just gets so hungry and is like, gimme, 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 basically. I need to eat, I need to fuel myself, and you haven't been fueling me. And if that's a really bad approach, because the result of that is your body's going to probably think it's in starvation mode all day, and then it's going to be like, oh good, I finally get to eat, and then it's probably going to store all of those calories, even if you were eating carbohydrates as fat. So not a good plan. Starvation diets, like, do not starve yourself. It never works long term. It's only a short term effect, and even then, like, some people just never get there, because like myself, I lacked willpower, quote unquote, and could never properly starve myself. So my weight went like this. It was like up and down all the time. So don't do that. And another thing that you can do is, if you find yourself maybe reaching for like cookies or chips or cakes or whatever it is that you really fancy or are really into, like your quote unquote trigger food, you could just try removing it from your environment for the time being. When you eat this way in abundance and don't restrict your calories and don't restrict your carbohydrates and just let your body eat, you should not crave those foods. Like, I used to be like, I like I said, like my story previously, how I would eat like 20 to 25 desserts in one sitting because I was so hungry, and now like someone could have cake and cookies, even if they're vegan. I don't really desire to like have those things, and it's not that I'm like, oh no, I can't have that, I'm depriving myself. It's just I don't really want them, because I've had my sugar, I've had my fruit, I've had my rice, my sweet potatoes, all those carbohydrates coming in. So I'm not just focusing on these like high calorie density foods being like, oh, I need this right now because I haven't eaten, or because I haven't eaten enough, if that makes sense. So you could try removing some of those foods just for the time being, and then bring them, like if your kids enjoy them or whatever, like bring them back eventually. Yeah. So basically, there's nothing wrong with you. What's wrong is the diet information out there that was being pushed, like, and all these fad diets and all these low carb diets, and you don't need to do a low carb diet. Like, high carb diets make more sense than low carb diets, because it aligns with our physiology. So yeah, if you're ever struggling with, binge eating, or just feeling like a failure because you can't seem to keep it together, where's my willpower? Just keep in mind that maybe you just haven't eaten enough that day, or you aren't getting enough carbohydrates, or your body is needing more fuel, and it's okay to eat. I mean, especially we're told as women that we need to just eat as little as possible and just exist, basically, barely exist. Like, we should eat, and we should enjoy our food, and we should be nourished and happy and eat in abundance, because that's what eating high carb, low fat is all about, is eating in abundance and aligning with your physiology and what the science says that helps our body work. I can't go into the science because I don't know, like, I know enough, but not enough to like regurgitate it back. If you're interested in that, I would highly suggest you checking out Nutrition by Victoria's channel, because she is awesome. Like, she has a master's in human nutrition, and she knows all of this stuff in more details. But I'm just here to, in personal experience, to tell you that starvation diets don't work, low carb diets don't work long term. You need to fuel your body. You need to be eating enough food to get you through your workouts, to get you through your day. If you're a mom, like that, or a dad, like, that's physically demanding. So you need to make sure that you're bringing the fuel in, so you don't feel so deprived that you are just eating everything in sight. Speaking from personal experience, I know how badly that sucks. I know how bad it sucks to like think that you're getting somewhere and you're doing something and you're like, yes, I'm finally looking the way that I want to look, or I'm finally losing the weight, or just to yo-yo diet, just to go back and forth and put it back on. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that anymore. you can eat in abundance, and you can eat all the high carb foods that everyone loves. High carb foods. Everyone loves potatoes and pasta and rice and beans and, you know, fruit. Everybody loves fruit, and no sugar. Sugar clearly does not make you fat. If that was true, I would be obese because I eat a lot of sugar. Okay, I think I'll end the video there. But yeah, if you're struggling with any of that, just know you're not alone, and I've struggled with it. Tons of other people are struggling with it or have struggled with it, but I'm here to tell you that you don't need to, because you need to eat. You just need to eat in abundance. You need to eat what aligns with your body and your health and that. So yeah, if you've ever had that struggle, leave a comment down below and let me know, and we can talk about it, because I think it's really important that we address these issues. Yeah, so that's my video for today. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take very good care. Bye-bye.